Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're plunging into one of humanity's really intriguing questions. How do you even begin to express truths that words just can't capture?
Mm.
We're talking about those really profound, often elusive insights from our deepest inner world.
It's a challenge, isn't it? It's truly captivated thinkers for centuries. And, to help us navigate it, we're turning to an ancient and incredibly insightful tradition,
Yeah.
the 10 Bulls of Zen.
Right, the 10
And
bulls.
these aren't just, pretty drawings. They are a centuries-old visual guide, sort of charting a unique journey of self-discovery. They invite us to uncover our inherent power and potential.
Absolutely. So, our mission in this deep dive really is to give you a powerful shortcut to understanding these profound insights.
Hmm.
We'll trace the historical roots of these symbolic bowls, explore how the unconscious speaks through images, really unpack what it means to be decisive in life,
Yeah, that's a big one.
unravel the mystery of our own identity, and ultimately discover how to live a life of incredible energy and deep serenity right here in the world.
So get ready for some genuine aha moments, hopefully.
Definitely. Ones that will reframe how you see information and perhaps even more importantly, how you see yourself.
Okay, so let's start by uncovering the origins of these 10 bulls. What's fascinating is that this profound journey didn't actually start with 10 pictures at all.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it initially comprised 8 Taoist pictures. And their true beginnings are, well, they're kind of lost to time.
So the original source is a bit of a mystery then.
A bit of a mystery. But then a really significant transformation occurred in the 12th century. A Chinese Zen master named Kakuan.
Kakuin, right.
He took those original 8 and not only repainted them, but crucially added 2 more.
Two more, and that made a difference.
A big difference. See, the earlier Taoist sequence typically concluded with emptiness or nothingness. Kakuin's additions made a distinct and profound contribution to spiritual understanding by extending the journey beyond just that point.
Ah,
And this brings us to a really fundamental concept, the language of inner exploration itself. The sources suggest that painting and pictures are like the primary language of the unconscious mind.
like dreams, maybe?
Exactly. Think about how children communicate or how dreams appear to us. Languages like Chinese, Japanese, and Korean are considered ancient because they are pictorial. They lack an alphabet.
Right.
And this is precisely why they are famously difficult to learn, right? You have to memorize thousands of distinct images.
It's incredible how much meaning one image can hold. Like that example you mentioned, the Chinese pictogram for fight or conflict.
Well, yeah.
It's literally depicted as a small roof, and under that roof, two women are sitting.
Right. It's not a literal description, is it?
No, not at all.
It's more of a hint, a suggestion. It invites a deeper interpretation.
Hmm.
Exactly. And this idea of pictorial thinking, it sort of extends to how we process reality. Dreams, for example, often occur in pictures. And the texts suggest that minds in more, let's say, foundational or early stages of development tend to dream in vivid color,
Oh, interesting.
while more civilized or complex minds often tend toward black and white.
That's fascinating because black and white thinking is something we definitely encounter all the time.
Oh, absolutely.
It seems to stem from a way of thinking that just categorizes everything into rigid absolutes, good or bad, right or wrong.
Exactly. It creates this very dualistic, almost either view of reality where there are no middle grounds, no nuances.
Right, no gray areas.
Precisely. And this is where the rainbow becomes such a powerful analogy. It urges us to think in color, don't think in black and white.
Think in color. I like that.
It's a call to embrace the full, nuanced spectrum of reality, which is just essential for any deeper understanding.
Mm-hmm.
And, even with all this artistic, Def Calhoun's journey from painting, that deep unconscious language, to adding richer, more indirect poetry, and then even prose commentaries.
He still wasn't satisfied.
He still felt dissatisfied.
Yeah. Wow. And that dissatisfaction really highlights the profound difficulty, maybe even the impossibility of truly expressing the inexpressible, doesn't it?
It really does. It speaks to the incredibly elusive nature of ultimate truth.
So, okay, as we embark on this inner quest, what's the very first step the teachings ask of us?
Well, the initial call is for decisiveness
Decisiveness.
and taking risks. The journey demands a personal commitment. It actually introduces this unique term, decidophobia, literally the fear of making personal decisions.
Decidophobia. I haven't heard that one before.
Yeah. And on this path, nobody can decide anything for you. The core insight is that through your decision, your soul is going to be born.
Wow.
It's
Yeah.
about recognizing that life is trial and error, you know,
Right, yeah.
and one learns by erring. But, and this is crucial, with the caveat that you shouldn't make the same mistake over and over again.
So it's about taking action, learning from it, and then course correcting. This really challenges our tendency, I think, to rely on external authority or just blindly accept inherited beliefs, doesn't it?
It absolutely does.
I'm reminded of that anecdote about the 18th century French nobleman and his geometry scholar.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
The nobleman just readily accepted the scholar's word for a theorem without needing any proof, saying something like, "If it is a matter of your word, I wouldn't dream of doubting you."
Right. But life, as the teaching explains, is not a matter of anybody's word. Relying on authority is a trick often used subtly, or maybe not so subtly, to hide one's own fear.
That makes sense.
And this raises a really important question for all of us. If we blindly accept inherited beliefs, like those from any specific religion, does it truly allow us to trust life?
Can you really trust if you haven't investigated yourself?
Exactly. The deeper call here is to seek on your own, understanding that while truth is ultimately one, it remains, well, useless unless personally experienced and witnessed.
That's a powerful distinction. Useless unless you experience it. So, what happens when a seeker truly steps onto this path? The teachings describe a common yet pivotal moment, feeling completely exhausted, frustrated, even jealous of those who have never bothered.
Yeah, that feeling of why am I even doing this?
Right. But what's truly fascinating here is that this profound sense of weariness, this hitting rock bottom, is precisely the moment when the real search starts.
It's the threshold, absolutely. And once you cross it, you begin to truly decode the footprints, moving beyond those superficial outer desires.
Decoding the footprints.
Yeah, and Kakuin's commentary on the very first sutra offers this profound insight. The bull never has been lost.
Never lost.
What need is there to search? Only because of separation from my true nature, I failed to find him.
Wow.
The bull here symbolizes your inherent energy, your life force, your dynamism. It's already within you.
So it's not something out there to find.
Exactly. The profound insight here is that the very thing you seek outwardly, whether it's success, peace, or energy, isn't something to acquire, but to recognize as already inherent within you.
That's an immediate shift in perspective, isn't it?
It really is.
So those footprints are even under your desires, revealing a kind of hidden godliness.
That's the idea. It suggests that even our seemingly worldly pursuits are often just a misdirected search for something deeper.
Okay, like someone relentlessly pursuing money, for example.
Right. The source points out they're not truly searching for money. They're searching for something else entirely. To be rich.
Rich in what sense?
Rich meaning having all the experiences life offers, being a rainbow of maturity and alertness. But when money is finally achieved, the startling truth is nothing is achieved.
Nothing is achieved. Wow.
It's the same dynamic with power. Someone seeking power secretly desires to be, well, a god. Yet upon attaining external power, they often feel powerless inside, impotent. These examples really highlight the illusion of external goals.
That makes sense.
And this also connects to what's described as a modern neurosis of speed, where the faster you run, the more confused you get.
That's so relatable today, isn't it? We're always rushing.
Completely.
It makes me think of that anecdote about the man asking for directions. And he's told his red lights are pointing the right way, meaning he has already left home.
Exactly. His true home is at the very source of your being, not in some distant future destination you're speeding towards.
Right. Not out there.
And that leads directly to a core Zen perspective, that the world is a dream.
The world is a dream. How so?
Well, it doesn't mean the physical world doesn't exist, but rather that the world that you think is nothing but your dream, you are asleep, unconscious.
Ah, okay. It's our perception that's the dream.
Precisely. But the truly fortunate aspect of this insight is that you cannot go far.
You can't go far from
your true nature. This means sudden enlightenment is possible at any moment, like waking from a dream.
Yeah.
You just find yourself suddenly here, now, without needing to travel some vast distance back.
That's a truly liberating thought, just waking up.
Just waking up.
Okay, now let's unpack identity. Moving beyond simple reflections and memories. There's this idea that looking in a mirror and thinking that you are looking at yourself is one of the most absurd things.
Yeah, that's a striking statement.
Because the reflection is merely the surface, the periphery, not your true center.
Right. And what's insightful here is the contrast with authenticity. People who are too much concerned about convincing others are empty people, hollow within.
Performative.
Exactly. An authentic smile, conversely, comes from within. It's not dependent on onlookers.
It's genuine.
It's genuine. This connects to the understanding that the identity we typically hold is just this contradictory collection of opinions gathered from our mothers, fathers, friends, society.
All these external inputs.
All these inputs and this gathered identity, you cannot call it a self because a self is possible only when you have dropped living in contradictions.
Okay, so true self-knowledge means knowing oneself immediately, directly, not through others.
That's the core of it.
The path is simply to go inward. That is the search for the bull.
Go inward. And this distinction is incredibly important when we talk about individuality versus the ego.
Right, they're not the same thing.
Not at all. Individuality is born when you seek your identity within in total aloneness, freeing yourself from the pressures of the mass or the crowd.
Okay, and the ego.
Exactly. The ego, on the other hand, is described as many, it is never one, because it's collected from so many different people. All those contradictions we just talked about.
So it's fragmented.
Very fragmented. And believing you are this contradictory ego, the source warns, puts you on the path of madness.
Wow.
But the good news, again, is that once you understand this, you can see the footprints of the bull. Understanding the illusion helps you see reality.
This also touches on that funny term, kodicomania.
Yes.
Being interested more in pictures than in reality. Like the anecdote of the friend who was more concerned with taking pictures of the Himalayas or the Taj Mahal than actually experiencing them directly.
Right. Constantly worrying if the pictures will come out or not. It's about prioritizing the record of an experience over the experience itself.
Accumulating memories instead of living.
Exactly. Preferring to accumulate memories and notes rather than truly engaging with the here now.
The here now.
And the powerful truth here is, only this rose is true. The roses that are accumulated in your memory are unreal, and the roses that you dream about are also unreal. Only this rose is real. Remember this, here now.
So present moment awareness.
Absolutely. The path, then, is to shift your energy from your mind to your awareness to immediately perceive the bull's footprints.
Okay, let's dive into navigating this inner landscape then. Mind, awareness, and encounter. We're told that the mind is the inner mass, a mechanism where society inculcates beliefs, acting as a social trick or a kind of substitute conscience that induces guilt if you deviate.
Yeah, and this brings us to a really critical distinction. Conscience is given by society. Consciousness arises in you.
Conscience versus consciousness, okay.
Conscience is borrowed, stale, rotten, and it comes from a past which is no more. Whereas consciousness is always in the present, it is always fresh. Consciousness makes you integrated. Consciousness is integrity.
So conscience is like society's old rule book inside you,
Kind of, yeah.
while consciousness is your own living inner compass, always pointing to what's true right now.
Beautifully put. That's it.
And Kakuin's prose commentary on the Fifth Sutra highlights how, through delusion, one makes everything untrue. Delusion is not caused by objectivity, it is the result of subjectivity. Which means what?
It means you create your world. You are your world. A false self, that ego we talked about, inevitably creates a false world around you. Your inner state projects outward.
Right.
And this also directly challenges the idea of escaping life or being indifferent. Indifference is actually criticized as negative, suicidal, escapist. It prevents genuine happiness.
Like that story of the Hindu sannyasin who condemned someone's interest in gardening.
Exactly. He expected indifference. But true religion, in this view, is not an escape. It is an encounter.
An encounter.
The footprints of the bull are found within those challenging emotions like anger and sex. Escaping these emotions means escaping the very path to self-knowledge. You have to encounter them.
That makes so much sense. You can't bypass the difficult stuff.
You really can't.
And what about true sensitivity? The third sutra, Perceiving the Bull, speaks to this. When you become sensitive to all that is happening around you, then the sun is warm, the wind is mild, willows are green along the shore.
Yeah, sensitivity here is described as all your senses merged into one sensitivity, where you are eye, source, nose all together, rather than favoring just one sense, like being primarily eye-oriented.
So a total sensory awareness.
Exactly. A truly sensitive person's touch, it even suggests, can transfer energy.
Wow.
Which leads us into the inevitable inner struggle of catching the bull. The fourth sutra states, I seize him with a terrific struggle.
That terrific struggle, that certainly sounds like the inner battle we face when trying to change, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely. It
Yeah.
suggests that the mind has remained in power so long, and it naturally resists anything new. It digs its heels in.
Yeah.
The mind acts like your inner family, creating 1,001 rationalizations against inner change.
Excuses, justification.
All of it.
Yeah.
So perseverance, then, is absolutely key to becoming the master of your own being.
Right. And the bull, as energy, is described as inexhaustible. It can show up on the high plateau of peak experiences or in the impenetrable ravine of deep valleys.
Exactly. It's always there, this energy.
And this struggle can even lead to what's called the Zen whip and sudden awareness.
Yes. Like in dangerous situations, a near accident maybe, meditation happens spontaneously.
That's
All thought just stops, and one becomes suddenly awake, alert. This is the core meaning of the rip.
the shock wakes you up.
Precisely. In Zen monasteries, masters sometimes use a stick, to hit disciples who are almost falling asleep during meditation,
Right.
to create a sudden jerk of alertness. And this can lead to a momentary glimpse of satori, or samadhi, a sudden flash of enlightenment or profound meditative absorption.
It reminds me of that distinction in Patanjali's Yoga Sutras where deep sleep is like samadhi, but it lacks awareness.
Exactly. So that sudden shock of waking up, maybe even during a lecture if you start nodding off,
Oh.
it might be the mind's last trick to create a barrier to awareness. But that shock itself is a shadow of the whip that can actually be used to cultivate awareness.
So you can use that jolt.
You can use that jolt. It seems basically awareness is the goal.
Awareness is the goal.
Absolutely. And this ties right into how we truly listen. There's a clear distinction made between merely gathering information, listening from the head, which just increases burden and bondage,
Right. More mental clutter.
and truly listening from your totality, with your blood, with your guts, with your heart, with your mind, with your body, the whole being.
So it's not just intellectual processing. We all tend to listen with our own minds, don't we? Colored by our interpretations.
We do.
Like in that anecdote about the child and Christopher Columbus discovering America.
Yeah, everyone hears through their own filter. This contrasts sharply with path, which is a special term for deeply absorbed reading of sacred texts, like the Gita. It isn't mechanical, it's deeply integrated.
So what's the key then?
The key insight here is, if something goes true to your being, if something is felt by your totality as truth, it is already on the way to being practiced.
Well, reading on the way.
Yeah, this eliminates that common how to practice problem. You don't have to figure out how to do it.
It's like instinctively going through a door instead of trying to walk through a wall.
Exactly. If it resonates deeply, the action follows naturally.
Okay, now let's explore the art of living then. This state of overflow, radical acceptance, and deep trust.
All right. Overflowing is defined as a state of fulfillment and sheer delight. Think of a tree blossoming with excess energy, or a rain-filled cloud just showering down. In this state, a giver is an emperor, feeling more energetic, more in tune, more at home. Giving actually energizes you.
That's a beautiful image, and contrast that with leakage.
Right. Leakage is the state of a miser who shrinks, feels frustrated, and basically prevents those inner springs from refilling. They hold on too tight.
And this concept expands into true love, as explored in Tantra.
Yes, Tantra is presented here as the highest form of love, a methodology for purifying love from its poisons, transforming mere lust into profound connection.
How does it do that?
It advocates for love as a sharing, not a need, which brings freedom, not imprisonment. It encourages loving a person as a god, no less than that, raising love itself to the level of worship.
Wow, that's a high bar. Love is worship.
It reframes it completely, and this also radically redefines the true inner voice.
Okay, how so?
It's not a command based on conditioning, like being taught don't steal. It's actually a moment of inner silence where your energy just stops and you feel kind of frozen.
An inner halt.
Exactly. The compelling anecdote of the mystic Nagarjuna and the thief illustrates this beautifully. Nagarjuna didn't tell the thief to stop stealing.
No, what did he say?
He simply said, be aware, alert. Don't do anything unconsciously, mechanically, robot-like. Just bring awareness to the action.
That's incredible. It's about cultivating awareness in every action, not just judging the action itself.
Precisely. And this leads to this powerful piece of advice. Don't ask, look.
Don't ask, look.
It advises against constantly asking or seeking external approval, emphasizing that In asking, you will miss much that is already available to you.
Because you're looking outward instead of inward.
Exactly. Instead, look within yourself, and the Emperor of Emperors is there. Life, it says, is not an achievement. It is a gift that has already been given.
It's already here.
It's already here.
Right.
And the power of your attitude is immense in accessing that. Any energy contact, whether it's looking at a tree or interacting with people, can either give or destroy energy, depending entirely on your attitude.
So it's about how you approach things.
Completely. A truly religious person, by this definition, is one who is always overflowing whatsoever the situation, even in the face of death, living in a state of deep orgasm.
Deep orgasm. That's evocative.
It is, like the ancient philosopher Socrates, who faced death in orgasm-ready, receptive dancing, as if death is bringing so many mysteries.
Wow. Not fighting it, but embracing it.
Embracing it. This reinforces the principle of abundance. The more you overflow, the more you are given.
Right. Like that quote attributed to Jesus, if you cling, you will lose. If you share, you will receive.
Exactly. Sharing, it seems, makes you younger, more virgin, fresher, and purer. It keeps the energy flowing.
And that brings us to the radical idea that happiness is now.
Yes. It challenges that common misconception that happiness needs a cause.
Like, I'll be happy when.
Precisely. It asserts that you can be happy right this moment. Happiness is absolutely illogical and has nothing to do with the future.
That's huge. Don't wait for happiness.
Don't wait. It's always accessible in the present moment. It's often the trick of the miserable mind that demands time and preparations, like finding that perfect wife or perfect husband, which are just illusions.
Right, that humorous anecdote about the 70-year-old man who never married.
Yes. Because he was looking for a perfect wife, only to finally find one, and she was also in search of a perfect husband.
Oh, dear. So the point is...
The truth, it seems, is that life is beautifully imperfect. Happiness isn't about perfect conditions. It's a habit of enjoying, a capacity for enjoyment that actually grows by enjoying.
You practice happiness.
You practice it. This also offers a unique critique of traditional religions, suggesting they can sometimes be against God by being against life and teaching renounce.
Okay, how so?
Well, the counter perspective presented is that God, or the universe, or whatever you call it, is tremendously into fun, seeing creation as a play, a leela, a constant festivity.
A cosmic dance.
Exactly. Only humankind, it seems, takes life so seriously. It encourages prayer and meditation to be undertaken as fun and subtle delight, not somber duties.
That's a different approach.
And the powerful statement, you are the misery.
Oof. What's the shift there?
The core shift in thinking that statement asks us to make is to recognize that our unhappiness isn't externally imposed, but internally generated by our seriousness, our clinging, our mindsets.
Right, we create it.
We create it. Meditation, then, helps to cleanse this seriousness and embrace the here-now to truly enjoy life.
This all brings us back to the limits of just head-only thinking, doesn't it?
It really does. It's a luxury to think, but the head itself is somewhat impotent without total integration.
Like that poignant story of Immanuel Kant.
Oh, yeah. He spent 7 years intellectualizing marriage, right?
Only to find his beloved had married someone else and had 2 children.
Exactly. The head can think, but it has no power to implement on its own. True decisions, true actions come from your wholeness, from your entire being.
So if truth is felt by your totality...
It is already on the way to being practiced. The action is inherent in the feeling.
Okay. And this profound understanding then takes us beyond the search itself into serenity and integration within the world. The 7th Sutra, the bull transcended.
Yes. It describes this profound state. Astride the bull, I reach home. I am serene. The bull, too, can rest.
The bull can rest. The energy itself is at peace.
Exactly. It signifies a state where not only the seeker is serene, but their life energy, the bull, can also rest in that peace. There's no more struggle.
And what's truly fascinating here is the deep insight that follows. If you are not serene, God cannot be serene. If you are not happy, God cannot be happy, because you are part of him, part of the whole.
Wow.
You affect him as much as he affects you. Everything is described as deeply interrelated. Your inner state literally has a ripple effect on the cosmos.
That's mind-blowing, really. The responsibility, but also the connection.
Right. And the 8th Sutra, both bull and self-transcended, describes an even deeper stage where whip, rope, person, and bull all merge in no-thing.
No-thing. Not nothingness, but no-thing.
Exactly. It represents the transcendence of all distinctions, a state where mediocrity is gone, mind is clear of limitation. And it's important to note, this no-thing, was the final picture in the original Taoist tradition.
Ah, so Zen went further.
Zen went further, highlighting its unique progression beyond mere transcendence.
Okay, so we move beyond the need for meaning or problems even.
Exactly. Meaning is of the mind, a projection of the mind. The real search isn't for meaning, but to encounter life itself raw, naked, simply recognizing that life just is.
Life just is.
All questions and answers, then, are seen as mind-created and actually delay this pure revelation. It's like, having a headache, feeling that separateness signifies an imbalance.
Right.
Perfect health, conversely, is a state of bodiless unity where there's no distinction to feel, you just are.
And this naturally leads to dropping all fight. The ego, being this illusion, needs constant pedaling through fight, even with loved ones or imaginary temptations, whatever.
Constant effort to maintain itself.
Constant effort. The ultimate message here is to come to a point where all fight is dropped, which leads to the transcendence of that small self.
Okay. Then we arrive at the 9th sutra, reaching the source, which is described as a return to naturalness.
A return.
The sutra states, "Too many steps have been taken returning to the root and the source. Better to have been blind and deaf from the beginning."
So all that searching.
It suggests that truth was never truly lost. Our long journey was kind of a distraction from what was always present within us.
Wow.
The goal is simply dwelling in one's true abode, unconcerned with that without. The river flows tranquilly on and the flowers are red. It just means being oneself, authentically, without struggle.
Just being.
Just being. It powerfully reinforces. From the beginning, truth is clear. Humanity often goes astray by trying to be somebody else, pursuing external ideals or shoulds.
Always striving to be different from what we are.
Right. And Zen radically challenges this. It even suggests, famously, if you meet Buddha on the way, kill him immediately.
Kill the Buddha. Why?
Because the idea is you can be only yourself. Even the image of Buddha becomes an external ideal, getting in the way of your own direct realization.
Okay. Don't replace one external authority with another.
Exactly. It encourages becoming a witness, poised in silence, observing the forms of integration and disintegration without identifying with them.
Just watching the show.
Just watching. This leads to a radical acceptance. One who is not attached to form need not be reformed. For a person of Zen, the water is emerald, the mountain is indigo. There is no problem. Things are simply accepted in their naturalness.
Acceptance of what is.
Exactly. And finally, Zen's most distinctive contribution, the 10th sutra, in the world, the return to the marketplace.
The return. This is the big addition from Kakuna, right?
This is where the awakened being, having completed the inner journey, doesn't just stay in blissful isolation, but returns to everyday life. The verse is beautiful. "I go to the marketplace with my bottle and return home with my staff. I visit the wine shop and the market, and everyone I look upon becomes enlightened."
Wow. Their very presence is transformative.
That's the idea. It signifies bringing enlightenment directly into the ordinary world and radiating it to all through one's very presence, just by being.
It's the ultimate integration, isn't it? Not escaping the world, but transforming it from within.
Exactly. And the teachings conclude that the ultimate truth of one's being is, in the end, unknowable, a profound and growing mystery that is deeper than mere knowledge itself.
Deeper than knowing.
Once you are back to your innermost nature, there is no longer a need for scriptures or external guides because you are the world.
You embody it all.
And that brings us to the close of this incredible deep dive. We've journeyed from ancient scrolls to the depths of, well, your own being, seeing how the search for the bull is, in fact, the realization that the bull was never lost.
Never lost.
It's about transcending not just limitations, but even the very idea of a separate self, and returning transformed right into the heart of everyday life.
So the big question then, what does this all mean for you listening right now?
Yeah.
Consider this. If happiness doesn't actually need a reason, and if the bull, your essential life energy, has never really been lost, what small, decisive step might you take right now to drop your own deicidophobia, maybe shed some of the mind's illusions, and simply allow yourself to be the authentic, overflowing, and naturally serene being that you already are?
Just one side step.
One. And how might your presence alone, like that Zen master returning to the marketplace, begin to illuminate the world around you?